There's a thief that visits all of us in the quiet moments, when the world slows down just enough for thoughts to creep in, and it steals something precious every time: your joy, your peace, your momentum. This thief wears a familiar mask, one so common we barely notice it. It's called comparison. It's a quiet, cunning force that whispers, "Look at them. Look at what they have. Look at where they're going. Now look at you." And in that moment, you lose your ground. You lose your way. Comparison is a thief because it robs you of your unique journey. It steals the spotlight from your story and shines it on someone else's. But here's the truth you need to hear. No one else's path is yours to walk. Your life is not a contest to be measured by trophies or numbers or Instagram likes. It's a wild, unpredictable, beautiful path that deserves your full attention and respect. You might think comparison is harmless, even motivating. If they can do it, so can I, you tell yourself. But that's a shallow mirror. It reflects only a fragment of the truth. You see their highlight reel, the successes, the smiles, the effortless grace, but not the late nights, the doubts, the failures behind the scenes. You don't see the full picture, and that's why comparison is so dangerous. It is a lie dressed in truth. Think about the last time you compared yourself to someone else. What happened inside you? Did you feel small, inadequate, less than? Did that feeling spur you on, or did it freeze you in place? Did you push harder, or did you shrink back, doubting your own worth and capacity? When you measure your progress by someone else's yardstick, you lose the ability to measure your own growth. Growth isn't linear. It isn't a straight line that anyone else has mapped out for you. Your progress is messy, winding, filled with detours and setbacks that no one else sees. When you compare, you ignore that complexity. You forget that every small step forward you take is a victory, even if it doesn't look like someone else's leap. You are not behind. You are not less. You are exactly where you need to be right now to learn the lessons you need to learn and become the person you're meant to be. The pain of comparison is often rooted in impatience, the desire to be somewhere else, someone else, faster than your own timeline. But life doesn't rush the process. It demands presence in the process. Imagine driving a car with your eyes fixed on the rearview mirror, constantly watching what's behind you instead of the road ahead. That's what comparison does. It distracts you from the path you're on and clutters your vision with distractions that don't serve you. The only way to move forward is to keep your eyes on the road ahead, on your own goals and values, on your own pace. There's power in embracing your unique journey. When you stop comparing, you start to see your own progress. You recognize your strengths, your resilience, your creativity. You begin to understand that your story has meaning and value just because it's yours, not because it looks like anyone else's. You have gifts that no one else has. Your experiences, your perspective, your style, they're all uniquely yours. When you stop stealing energy by comparing, you free up space to cultivate those gifts. You can invest your time and energy into growing yourself instead of trying to fit into someone else's mold. I want you to think about a moment when you felt truly alive, when you were fully engaged in something that mattered deeply to you. What was that moment like? What were you doing? Who were you with? Now ask yourself, were you comparing yourself then? Or were you fully present, fully you, without the noise of comparison clouding your mind? That state of being is what you want to cultivate. The more you practice being present in your own experience, the less power comparison has over you. The more you focus on your own path, the more confidence you build in your own ability to navigate your challenges and celebrate your wins. Comparison thrives on insecurity. It feeds on self-doubt and fear. When you're uncertain about your worth, your place, your potential, you open the door to comparison's whispers. So the antidote to comparison is building your own certainty, knowing who you are, what you want, and why it matters to you. This certainty isn't about arrogance or entitlement. It's about clarity. It's about understanding that your value isn't dependent on anyone else's accomplishments or approval. It's about trusting yourself enough to keep moving forward, even when the path isn't clear or easy. You've probably heard this before, but it's worth repeating in a new way. Your only competition is yourself. The only race you're running is the one to become the best version of you. When you shift your focus inward, you begin to see progress that comparison can't steal. You begin to see growth that's authentic, sustainable, and deeply satisfying. Think about the people you admire most. What do they have in common? It's not just success or talent. It's resilience, persistence, and a refusal to get trapped by comparison. They know their worth and they play their own game. They understand that every person's journey is different, and they focus on their own path with fierce dedication. You can be that person too. You don't need to wait for permission or for conditions to be perfect. You don't need to wait until you're ready. You can start right now by making a choice to stop comparing and start appreciating. Appreciate your progress, your efforts, your uniqueness. Appreciation opens the door to gratitude, and gratitude is a powerful force that shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you're grateful for what you have and who you are, comparison loses its grip because there's no scarcity to fear. There's only enough for you and for everyone else. Here's a practical step you can take right now. When you catch yourself comparing, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that you don't have the full story of the other person's life. Remind yourself that your worth isn't up for debate. Then, shift your focus to one small thing you've done, or one small quality you possess that you're proud of. Celebrate that. Build on that. Over time, these small moments of self-recognition add up. They build a fortress of self-respect and confidence that comparison can't penetrate. You'll find yourself less distracted by what others are doing and more engaged in your own growth. It won't be easy. The culture we live in is designed to fuel comparison. Social media, advertising, even casual conversations can trigger that thief. But the more you practice guarding your mind and heart, the stronger you become. You develop muscle memory for resilience against the pull of comparison. Remember this, your story doesn't need to be like anyone else's to be valuable. It doesn't need to be the fastest or the flashiest or the most visible. It just needs to be yours, told in your own way, lived with your own courage and determination. In fact, when you stop comparing, you create room for creativity. You open space for innovation. You stop imitating and start inventing. You find new paths that no one else has walked before. That's where true greatness lives. Not in the shadows of others, but in the light of your own authenticity. So, what will you do with this truth? Will you let comparison continue to steal your joy and your focus? Or will you take back control and choose to honor your own journey? The power is in your hands. I challenge you to commit today to stepping off the comparison treadmill, to choose progress over perfection, to embrace your unique rhythm and pace, to celebrate your wins, no matter how small, to be patient with yourself when the road feels long and uncertain. Remember, the thief of comparison only wins when you let it. The moment you recognize it and refuse to engage, it loses its power. The moment you turn your attention back to your own path, you reclaim your joy, your peace, your momentum. You are worthy. You are enough. Your journey matters. Keep your eyes on your road. Keep your heart rooted in your own truth. And watch how far you can go when comparison no longer steals your light.